Hey guys, it's Jaleisha and welcome to my channel. Wait, this is not the intro. Hi guys, it's Jaleisha. Welcome to my channel. If you, ooh, my lash almost got stuck. I think actually it did. Welcome. If you're new, make sure you're subscribed. Today I am back with a copycat creation. It's been so long since I've created another video for the series I created. If you don't know, copycat creations is basically I'm looking at a video and I'm recreating it, but I'm using the products that I have that are similar. It's basically to show that you don't need everything you see on YouTube to create looks. So in this video, I'm actually recreating a fire cut crease, that's what she titled it, by Makeup by Delite. I watched her video and she actually recreated another artist photo who is low_LavXO. My look didn't come out quite like hers. We don't have the same exact product, but I feel like it came out pretty close. She inspired me to do different techniques. She inspired me to wear gloss. So that's another reason why I like doing these copycat creations, because it pushes me out of my comfort zone. It gets me to do things that I don't typically do. It shows me things that I was not aware of. So I definitely learned something while watching her video. I will link her video in the description box, but make sure you watch mine first, okay? Because I sent you, so you need to watch my first and make sure you subscribe to me. So I did use a bunch of palettes to get this look. Again, we're using what we have at home. I used 4 different palettes. I know, it's a lot. I used the Morphe 35B palette. I also used the Jawbreaker palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And then I also used the Labelle Makeup Color Splurge palette. And I used the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Obsessed palette. She used only one palette. I didn't have the exact palette she has, which is why I used the 4 different ones. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love it. I don't typically like gloss, but I don't think I have anything else to say. If you want to see how I recreated this look, you want to see this copycat creation, then keep watching. Alright, so first thing she did was carved out her brows using Plouise eyeshadow base. So I do have one. She used 2 different shades. One that was pretty much her skin tone, and then she mixed it in with a white base. I don't have a white base, so I'm just going to stick to using one base. This one is a little on the light side, so it should work just as well. This one is the Plouise eyeshadow base in the shade Rumor number 5. This is my first ever Plouise product. I haven't used it on myself. I've used it on my clients, and honestly, I didn't really like it too much on my clients, but I'm gonna give it a try on myself and see how it goes. And she did use sort of like a flat brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this Morphe M224 brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of the product on my hand. Sorry if the lighting is going in and out. The sun is really shining today, so I'm gonna get like that much on my hand. That may be too much, and as you can see, it's a little lighter than my skin tone. And I typically use my concealer to prime, so this will be different for me. You can see how light it is, and Blue is just walking around, so you hear her footsteps. She seems to not be able to sit still right now. So I'm just going to carve first, and then I'll add some more onto the lid once I do the other brow. And I'm back with my turban because I loved it so much. I don't know, it's just been working for me during this quarantine without having to do my hair. I'm loving it. Our brows looking good. So now that that's blended out, I'm just going to add the rest or a little bit more of that base onto my lid. And this is going to be our primer. And we are not going to set it, so I'm scared. I'm just making sure I get into my inner corner really good and the outer corner. And I'm going to take this. I'm using a Real Techniques sallowness correcting brush. It's just a blending brush. I didn't use too much because I don't want the base to be too sticky since we're not setting it. So you don't want to use too much base. Then your eyeshadow will come out really patchy. And I'm placing it down with this flat brush, as you can see, but to blend it out I'm using a fluffy brush, so that way any excess product can soak into the brush and it won't be left on our eyelids. Our eyes are primed. It actually looks really good. I don't know why I don't didn't like it. I think it may have been the shade. This shade may be perfect for me, and I think it was a little off on my clients, so that could have been the issue. Now for the fun part, the eyeshadow. The first shade I'm going to use is from the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Obsessed palette. This is what the inside of the palette looks like. The first shade she described was a red. It looks more orange to me, so I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush and go into this shade right here, which is called No Fear. And I'm going to take the brush and we're going to stamp this really lightly into our crease. You want to be really gentle because the base is wet, so if you apply too much pressure, it'll start to skip. And I'm just tapping it on. Did y'all hear that wind? It's going crazy. Going to the outer corner, and on the eye this shadow does come off more orange, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of the shade next to it, which is called Pigment, just to get some redness because it was like a burnt orange almost. Looks so crazy. Lord help me. This is always a scary part. And for this eye, I'm just mixing the two shades equally and going in, applying light pressure. Ooh, child. So what she did next was clean off the same brush onto a little tissue. We're going to use the same brush to blend out the shadow just around the edges with no additional color. Is anyone else scared? Because I am. So now with a much smaller taper brush, this is a M514 brush, I'm going to go in with the Morphe 35B palette, my favorite colorful palette, my only colorful palette. And I'm going to mix two shades because it looked like she used sort of like a orangish mac and cheese color. So I'm going to mix the orange and the yellow here to sort of create it. And this is how it looks on the brush. So it's like a nice blend, and I'm just going to apply that around the edge of that orange. I feel like we blended way too far with the orange. I'm using more yellow than orange, by the way. Did I ruin the look already? And it's okay if the color gets out here because our face isn't done, so we can just go and clean it up later. I feel like I already messed up because I blended so high, but I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to give up. I just feel like her eye wasn't as blended yet. Like, I don't know, I feel like I blended too much. This could also be because we have two different eye shapes. I don't know. So now I'm going to go back into the Obsessed palette, and I'm going to use a MAC 221 brush. Whoa, dyslexia. This shade here called Party On. It's a really vibrant yellow. Look at that. Whoa. And I'm going to run this onto the very outer part of this mess we created. This is a very pigmented yellow, and I'm just bringing it down here because I believe that's what she did. I'm really putting it into that inner corner. A nice little sunset we got going on, and I'm holding my brush at the very end or top so that way I apply the lightest pressure ever, so it's pretty much just dusting along the edge. I must say, this palette right here, this is a really good palette. I've used it before, and the colors in it are so pigmented and they blend really well. Totally recommend it. And after that, she just went in with a clean brush, so I'm just going to use this one here. It's a nice really fluffy one, and she just literally just dusted along the whole outer edge, blending everything, yeah, so that it's seamless and well blended. You can see that the brush is picking up product, so you can see that it's working. So if you ever apply too much color to an area, you can always just go in with a clean brush and try blending the area to pick it up. So the next thing she did after everything was blended and we have our nice little sunset going on, she added some definition. To do that, we're going to use this same palette, and we're going to use the shade Whatever, which is this nice, it's like a purpley plum brown shade, and she used a Morphe M506. I don't have that, so I'm just using a 507. This is going to take a while to build up, but it's necessary. This is how it looks so far with the color build up. Now what I'm about to do is something a little risky, but I feel like that's what the look is missing. This burgundy shade I felt like was a little more darker on her, so I'm going to add a touch, just the tiniest touch of black. And the black I'm using is in the Morphe palette. I'm just using this black right here. I'm actually going to use the same brush and take the very tip of this brush. This is why I like this brush so much, because it comes to a really nice tapered point. But I'm going to take the point of it and literally like boom, 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 boom. And to do this step, I normally look down when I'm doing my eyeshadow. I want to look straight into the mirror. Well, I'm going to look down first. I'm tripping. Like that. Just to get on the outer corner first. And then I'm going to start looking up. So that way, because I have that fold, that flappy little fold thing, as Alyssa Ashley would say, I need to blend over the fold. So that way when I cut the crease, there'll be something nice and defined. And I'm just taking it right over that fold. And I applied the black on the outer corner first, and then really use whatever is left over to blend into the crease. And I'm really like barely touching my like eye. You can already see the difference. I don't know if you can see because of the lighting, but there's already like a difference as far as darkness. And she didn't have to mix the black with this particular step, but because again I don't have that palette she used, this is what I'm doing. It just goes to show you that you can really create looks that are similar to the YouTubers you see. You can just use what you have at home. You don't have to go out and get the actual palette, because I'm not gonna get that palette. I'm gonna use the palettes I already got. I already got enough palettes. And I'm just going in with that red shade to blend out the edges. That's what she did, but you also just want to make sure you do that that's like a crucial step when it comes to blending eyeshadow, just so that way there's no harsh lines. It's all about blending and building. And while I'm there, I'm just gonna go in with the other shades too. I think she only did the red shade, but I have to go in and blend like everything. I feel like if you blend one color, you might as well blend the rest. This part is just cutting the crease. It takes a lot of focus, patience. You want to use a steady hand. I'm going to use the rest of the eyeshadow base that's on my hand and the same flat brush I used to carve out the brows and prime, and we're going to cut the crease. Ooh. Lord, please let this crease be extra cut. Gotta say a quick prayer. Because I have hooded eyes, I'm just going to apply a little on my lid, look up, and that's where we're cutting the crease. And I typically don't use this sort of brush to cut my crease. If you know, I like to use lip brushes because my eyes are so small, but this is the brush she used, so I want to see if I can do it. And she just stamped along the crease, so bear with me. That took a long time, but once it's cut, I'm going to use this M321 brush, and she like tapped along the edge of the base, and she didn't add any product. She just used a clean brush, and I never tried that, but it actually works pretty well. I like this. I'm gonna do this. I've never done that before. I always just go in with eyeshadow, and I guess that's no problem. To set the base, I'm gonna use the Color Splurge Labelle Makeup Color Splurge palette. This is what this palette looks like, and I'm gonna take a MAC 239 flat brush and go into this shade called Sunshine. I'm just going to pack this all over the lid to set the base. Oh Lord, it's skipping. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's getting patchy. No. I'm going to take a smaller brush just to get closer to the crease. This is an M213 brush. I'm not sure why the eyeshadow is skipping. I'm not sure if it's the eyeshadow or the base. She's using the same base and hers doesn't seem to be skipping, so I don't know. Or it could be my eyelids. Like, I really don't know. We're going to cover this anyway, but I don't know why it's skipping. And I want to take a eyeliner like angle brush, and I'm going to just go into this black right here since it's here. Add just a touch of it just to really define the cut crease. She used like a lip brush, but I have an eye brush that I just have right here. I'm just going right along the line. Now I'm going to cut this eye crease and apply this yellow so we can move on. Alright, so the eyes are cut. This one is a little wonky, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to go in with the Ready Orange shade and blend along the edge. And I never do this part when I do cut creases, to be honest, so this is new to me, but I like it. I don't know, it just adds more of a blend. And I'm going to go in with Whatever and blend that. I'm also sort of like lightly dragging it. Now the fun part for the lid, we're gonna add some shimmer. She used a pigment in NYX Mixing Medium. So I do have the glitter primer by NYX. It's just, you don't necessarily have to use this just for glitter. It can be for shimmery shades or anything that you want to be really sparkly and pigmented. The pigment she used I do not have, so I'm sort of gonna create my own twist on it, and I'm gonna use an eyeshadow. So I'm gonna apply the NYX glitter glue first, and then I'm gonna go in with the Jawbreaker palette by Jeffree Star, and I'm gonna use this fun shade right here. You probably can't really tell on camera, but it's a shimmer and it has like a little bit of glitter in it, and that's called Lemon Drop. I feel like it'll give the look that her eyes were giving, so that's where we're gonna try it out. So I'm just applying the glitter glue onto the back of my hand. Looks like this. This is a Morphe M124 brush. It's a nice flat brush. Tag a little onto, right over that yellow, and I'm gonna flip my brush over and go in with Lemon Drop. This is my first time using a shade, so that's pretty. Almost helped with covering up that patchiness, so I like it. So that's the eye. Ooh, that looks so cute. So it's not as glittery as her eyes are, but there's some sparkle. I feel like this is as close as it's gonna get as far as the shimmer. So I'm gonna apply some NYX gel liner. This is in a shade I picked black. So I'm gonna go into the burgundy shade, use a flat definer brush. This is by Elf, and she went like over the liner, sort of. I don't know. I'm not feeling this brush though, but whatever. And then a little bit of, I'm gonna take the No Fear and pigment, which is that orange and red, and just go over that. Alright, so these are the eyelids. I'm gonna do my foundation and the rest of my face off camera, then we're gonna come back and finish off the eyes. My face is done. I'm gonna go in with the two shades here, the red and the orange. More of the red. I like to connect it to that corner and the top. Now I'm gonna go in with the orange shade from the Morphe palette with the same brush, that orange and yellow mix, and go right over that. And then I'm just gonna go into the yellow right under everything just to give it a seamless blend. Y'all, I'm missing Family Feud right now. I am obsessed with Family Feud. I can watch it non-stop, and I'm missing it. And with the definer brush, I'm going to take that whatever shade, the burgundy, and apply that right into my lashes. And I want to go in with the black eyeliner. I'm going to use Lancôme Noir eyeliner. It's the Stylo waterproof liner. I am obsessed with this liner. It's amazing. And then before it dries, I'm going to take this side and smudge it. Before she applied her lashes, she actually applied mascara. I don't like to apply mascara when I apply lashes. Fun fact, I just don't see the point of it. A lot of people say like it helps the lashes blend, and I get that, but I just skip it. It's a waste of mascara. I like to wear mascara on days that I'm not wearing any lashes, but because she's done it, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm just gonna apply this to my top lashes. MAC Extended Play. I love this for bottom lashes because it's really good if you barely have any, like me. Lashes are on. I'm gonna move on to highlight. So for highlight, she used Laura Geller's, she's one of their highlighters. It looked pretty close to the Dose of Colors Iluvsarahii, so I'm gonna use that. It's like a champagne gold. I'm gonna apply within Morphe E61. It looks similar to the brush she used. And I'm gonna apply this heavily because her highlight was popping. Her chin too. I never apply highlight to my chin, but that's what we're doing. She actually applied it to her temples. She was just glowing. Her nose, which I haven't done in a while, and she applied it to the bridge. Like, she was not playing about that glow. I have oily skin, so typically I wouldn't go this crazy, but because we're in quarantine and we're not going anywhere, it's fine. And then she skipped and moved straight onto lips. I'm sorry, but I need to apply blush. Like, I cannot not apply blush. So I'm gonna go light-handed, but I'm gonna use my Tarte Makeup Shayla palette, and I'm just gonna use this peach shade. And I'm pretty much gonna apply it to my contour areas and work it up towards my cheeks, so that way it's not super heavy. But I need to add some sort of color to my cheeks. Maybe she did it off camera and didn't show it, and I feel like it helps the highlight blend. I don't know, I just feel better. I feel better when I have a little blush on, so yeah. Now I want to move on to lips. For lips, she used Sandstorm by NYX. I don't have that lip liner, so I'm going to use Downtown Beauty. It's just a brown liner. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to my lips. Look how tiny my liner is. I have a backup, but I need to use all my liner. My lips are so dry. For lipstick, I'm going to use Dose of Colors Knock on Wood. I was going to use more creamer, please, but I wanted to switch it up. And this looks pretty similar to the shade she used. It's like a peachy, not a peachy nude. It's a really nice nude. She did apply gloss. I'm not a gloss girl, but because that's what she did, we're gonna do it. I'm just using the Kylie Cosmetics gloss in the shade Literally. Hers was a pinky gloss. I don't have a gloss that's pink. I literally don't own too many glosses, so this is the closest I could find in my collection, so that's what we're going to use today. Look at the swan. It's so wild. Y'all, when I tell you I hate gloss. This is how it looks with the gloss. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed, learned something, and make sure you're subscribed and turn on the bell notifications so that way you know when I post videos. This definitely took me out of my comfort zone. Just looking at this gloss in the mirror, I'm like, so cringy, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I love doing copycat creations. I haven't done one in a while, so let me know if you want to see more. Again, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.